So that when I become the president of Nigeria, all of you can be wearing this
Abi,
cap.
everybody, all the adires and all the Ankaras.
Yes, our local, our local.
Yes.
Anyway,
So, all right, you have
good.
the floor, PF.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, House of Saviors. It's morning here in Texas, as usual, a bit hot. We've been experiencing some crazy heat. I thought Texas was.
Yeah, we took the cold from you. We took the cold from you.
You guys should not be talking about cold. There's nothing called cold where you are, right?
Yeah, if you need
It's
to come to Nigeria now,
it,
wow, it
it's
is
rain.
cold. We are proud to say.
It's rain you guys are experiencing, right?
It's
Because
not rain, no.
okay, I've heard you. Anyways,
Let's enjoy our moment.
okay, you guys, you enjoy it. Enjoy it and pretend as if you have a winter. Okay. If it makes you feel good. Anyway, I'm super excited. I thought Texas was cold, but I took a short trip to Florida over the week. And I mean, that was on another level. The heat there was another level. But we're grateful for God that sends sunshine and God that sends rain. We're grateful for everything. Today, we are going to be concluding our series on business across border. From next week, we are taking on a new series, How to Build Family Legacy. If there is anything Africans have lost, is a sense of history. So we're going to be delving into history, and we're going to be sharing with you a framework that can help you build your family legacy, because I can bet it that in another 4 generations after you, you are not likely going to be remembered. In fact, they will never believe that you existed if you don't make the changes we're going to be talking about next month. Because already you cannot remember the man in your 50th generation or your great family. You don't know his name, you don't have his picture, you don't know what he looks like, but you know Abraham, you know Isaac, you know Jacob, you know Alexander the Great, you know Jesus Christ. They lived before those people, but you can't remember your own people. So likely, you are not likely going to be remembered by the people after you, right? And you need to make that changes. So I want you to invite your friends. The flyers will be out. Invite your families, invite your friends, invite the people that mean the world to you. They need to be at the series we're running next month. All right. Today, we are going to be talking about partnerships, as you do business across border. I have enjoyed the sessions. I love our facilitators, and I love the fact that we are taking action. All right, the cooperative is already making moves on exports. So if you're not in a cooperative, you are missing out. By the way, if you can write and you love teenagers, we already have a teens team taking care of our teenagers and our young people. Please, we need you to join them. Volunteer your services. We do a daily devotional for them. The feedback has been massive. So please, if you are here, you want to join them, please talk to Sheon. Sheon can drop a number, and then you can join them, because there's a whole lot to do in there. Right away, I'm going to be inviting the only man I know who carries calculator up and down. The first time I met him, I saw him with calculator. Right? When you see someone who carries calculator, you know that that person is a person of numbers. We work together in the same office at some point, and every time we have to go for management meeting, I am always afraid. You know why I'm afraid? Because it's the one that will analyze what your business unit is doing. And so I remember clearly, it will look at us. I mean, I was heading retail. No, I was heading services. And it would say, look at the amount your business made this month, this week. And look at the space you are occupying in this organization. It looks like this space you are occupying is too big for you, because based on per square meter, what you guys are generating, these spaces, you are not qualified for this space. And I'm looking at this guy, see if I should slap him. Say, you are telling me I'm not qualified for the space I'm occupying, right? But it taught me a business lesson no one ever taught. To say that a lot of people claim they are making profit, but it's because they are not factoring their indirect costs. I learned so much from Godswill. I learned from him that a lot of us are wasting resources. We have rooms in our houses not occupied, by anybody. and then we are broke, right? Because we want to live in a duplex or you want to live in a 3-bedroom apartment, and it's just you, right? So you have a study there, you have a library there. Meanwhile, you could have sublet those rooms. So it was showing us where the loose ends are, how we are losing money, and we are feeling like big men. That sometimes you need to change your car. Nobody sends you, right? If people are upset, then let them give you a bigger car. That based on what fuel is saying in Nigeria right now, it might be making sense to downsize your car, right? It's a man who is never ashamed to be himself. So, House of Saviors, I want to make welcome one of our own, Mr. Calculator, Godswill, Umunnakwe, as he rounds off this session on doing business across border. Please, let's show him some love and the chat box as we make welcome our Oga, Godswill. Godswill, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Praise. It's always exciting and a pleasure to be part of what we are doing here. You mentioned a lot about exports, cooperatives, and of course, you took a jab at me on how I'm been carrying calculator. that's okay. Thank you very much, everybody that is here. I'm excited to be here. When I was told I was going to be talking about this today, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but within the week, it dawned on me that I would like to take this class in a different way. And that way would be I'll give an introduction of what this class is. I would like people to just post their questions. Um, at some point, I will stop, and then the coordinator, Shen, can ask me those questions. What I'm trying to do here is I want to be able to touch exactly what participants want out of this class, irrespective of what I have in my head. I want to be able to say, is there anybody here who is excited about partnership? Who I'm not going to be talking from an export point of view because we have had the doctor of export come here repeatedly to talk to us about exporting. So I'm going to be focusing on partnership across business lines. Because every time we talk about export, the average African think is about produce. It's about organic product offerings that is meant to be exported. But I'm going to take us a few directions that is a bit different from what other economics or nationals have done, especially as we navigate into the North Americas, Canada, UK, and some of my experiences in this regard. So I'm going to use a lot of case studies, but it's going to come with different levels of thought. So I want to see if I can share my slide a little bit, and then and see if it's something we can take from there. Just give me a moment. Let me see. I don't know if you can see my slide now.
Okay.
Yeah, business across borders. Shehu, can you see it?
Yes, we can. We can say.
Yes, yes, we
Okay.
can.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. First of all, anytime you hear about partnership, first thing that must come to your mind is marriage. Let me take it again. Every time you think about partnership, the first thing that must come to your mind is marriage. Marriage is not only when a man and woman come together to be. When organizations, I've been involved in a lot of mergers acquisition in my corporate life. As an investment banker, I get involved in a lot of mergers and acquisition. I remember very well when we started banking. Banking was about 105 banks in Nigeria. At some point, it reduced to 92. At some point, it reduced to about 26. Today, we're in 19 banks. So what happened? The question is, what happened to all the banks that we used to have? As a matter of fact, two banks that I worked for over the years never existed anymore because my kids will never remember them because they have been married off. Those organizations have been married off. So you can call it a merger, an acquisition, but they still exist, but they are inside another organism. So the question is, a cross-border business refers to any type of business activity that involves trade, investment, or other forms of economic transactions between businesses or individuals located in different countries. Different countries, it can also be the same country. Something came to my mind when I was talking about different countries. And I realized that you can actually have partnerships across border by not partnering with organizations across the border, but we partner with organizations in the same locality who is already doing business. That's an inorganic model. Okay? Don't miss that out. Why do I say that? Sometimes people think that the only way to partner is I must look for company abroad, partner with. We're exporting, I need to earn dollars, so I need to get involved with companies who are already doing businesses abroad, who are doing businesses in UK, who are doing businesses in Algeria, Australia, or South Africa. But you know what they lose sight of? They lose sight of organizations in your locality who already have a strategic alliance with organizations abroad, such that you may need to partner with an organization locally who is already partnering. For example, what we're trying to do at the export zone, I'm not going to talk about that right now because the export committee is already doing a lot of work. We have a guy who's been doing export for close to 20 years. You cannot take away 20 years of experience, 20 years of failure, 20 years of learning from this organization. So if we're going to start export today and we want to be like him, it's almost impossible. So what are we going to do? We are proposing a strategic alliance with this export company currently in Nigeria, where we will partner with the export company in Nigeria, leveraging their 20 years experience, leveraging their 20 years understanding, so that he can be the face of the partnership abroad. So when he earns in dollars, we earn. When he earns in rupees, we earn. When he earns in pounds, we earn in pounds. When he earns in any currency, because we have a strategic alliance with that organization, we earn in that model. So what I have displayed here now is what I would consider an organic strategic partnership that you may need to begin to consider. But who? Who then what? Who? I said partnerships is marriage. Let's talk about who. Who wants to partner? The first thing I need to ask you, if you are interested in partnership, have I emerged as that organization that can partner with somebody else? What do I mean by that? The DNA of my business, can you accept partnership? If anybody asks me today, who are the owners of this business? Do I have owners? Or is it myself, my children, my husband? There's nothing wrong in having a family, right? Nothing wrong about that. But if the way we run in terms of organization, are we in any way resembling of an organization that is ready for partnership? So what am I saying here? The day you decide you want to partner, you must first do a lot of gatekeeping, housekeeping, house cleaning. To be sure, are you ready for this? Because a different thinking is required for partners. A different mindset is required for partners. A different behavioral pattern is. So you don't want to start doing things as a partner that you have not learned to do when you're running your organization. For instance, the day you want to partner with people, you must come clean, you must come naked. They want to see the ownership structure. They want to see the financial structure. They want to see organizational structure. They want to see the entire matrix of the organization so that they will know whether you have the qualities of the organization they are looking for to partner. So who am I in the partnership metric? Am I the superior partner? Am I the inferior partner? What do I mean, superior partner? Am I the one that is going to have a larger say in that partner? Or am I going to be the one that's going to be micro fair in that partner? Meaning you want to partner with a company abroad. They are going to be the one buying off your product. They're going to be the one selling off your product. And at the end of the day, when there is profit making, they're probably going to take 60% of the profit and you're going to be taking 30% of the profit. Or am I the one taking the major profit? Am I the one taking the large part of the profit? From an expert point of view, I remember vividly when he spoke to us last time. He said it'd be nice for you to have somebody, a resident in the country where you want to, who will do a lot of the groundwork on your behalf. That is actually a partnership model. A partnership that says, I do not live in that space. I want to have somebody who I'm partnering with in that space, who will do all the structuring, organization. For instance, let me give you an instance. I say I'm going to make this more of a case study. You're trying to partner with a company abroad. Let me use a US, and there are tax issues, there are FDA registration issues, there are custom issues, there are local registration issues. Somebody must be on ground to make that registration process. I'm reminded of an experience I was involved in. Maybe Praise will also remember when we were doing that was an organization that was we are all working and trying to move a herbal drug to America, and the drug was actually moved through a container, 20 feet or 40 feet container. By the time it arrived, it did not meet requirements for how it was packaged and stored in America. Guess what? This product was packaged back and brought back to Nigeria. The cost of moving it to US was borne by local manufacturer. The cost of bringing it back to Nigeria was the cost of paying people who did the testing in US was loss all the way. And one of the major problems of that particular case was the fact that we didn't quite have a strong representative abroad who understood sampling of that product in a manner that allows you to go through a basic requirement process or registration process that qualifies it as a product that can be sold in America. So with that mistake, there were losses all the way. And if it wasn't an organization that had deep pockets, maybe that encounter alone would have resulted in the closure of that business. So what am I saying? Before you begin to engage in thinking partnership, you must ask myself, am I ready for this partnership? Am I the type of partner anyone needs to have? Like I said, it's a marriage. You know, it's always a cliche where guys will call up money and say, I'm looking for a wife. I want to get married. I'm not a marriage expert. Praise of this word can handle that pretty much. But I do know that the day you decide you want to get married, you're going to ask yourself, am I marriageable? I'm looking for a good wife. Am I a good man? I'm looking for somebody who will come and do this for me. Am I able to do that for that? Because every time you are interested in partners, you're looking for an organization that has a certain skill set that you don't have. The organization you want to partner is looking for a certain skill set that they don't have. So two organizations or two individuals are coming together with different complementary skill sets, complementary behavior, complementary financial, join together for one purpose of doing a good business. So the question is, what are the skill sets I require to qualify for this partnership? You're going to do a lot of house cleaning. It may take some time. What is the system my partner will be excited? Do I understand? When we get to a particular side, you will now begin to understand what I mean by those skill sets. Am I qualified for the partnership across border based on my business scope? It is very, very imperative to see that, because it is not good enough to stay in your comfort zone in Africa, and then you keep wishing and thinking that I must earn in dollars, I must earn in pounds sterling, I must earn in this level of currency, without having a product offering that can qualify to earn in that currency. What do I call a product? Listen very carefully what I'm about to say here. A product is as good as the person who built the product. I'm going to say it again. A product is as good as the system that produced that product. So your product is the output, the input, the process, what makes this product. So the day you want to partner with an organization, you want to begin to look inward and ask yourself, this organization, does it have a system? Does it have a structure? Does it have a financial network? Does it have a financial reporting system that allows you to partner? I don't want to scare anybody here, because some of the things I'm saying here will be flying over a lot of people's heads, because all their life they've been running a woman. Like Chris said, all their life the business has been carrying check in their pocket, their back pocket. All their life the business that they are running, they can do a transfer anywhere in the world. All their life they are not accountable. All their life they are running a business that is me, myself, and me. But the day you decide to do partnership, you may translate into better organizational structure than this. So what do you do now? What are the qualities I need to make a good partner? Begin to let it, because before you get ready for partnership, it's important. Why? The question is, why do I want to partner? Why? Am I not doing well where I am? Do I want to partner with people? Can I not on my own just do it on my own? Today I want to partner, sell things abroad. I just enter plane, go there, find out what I want to sell, and sell it. That is a very long way. Partnership is a shorter course of getting business out there across borders. And why do I want to partner? Business expansion across borders is a key strategy for growth. It's a key strategy for growth. Let me take that growth, for instance. The day you decide you want to do partnership, you're going to grow in different dimensions. You're going to grow first in your intellectual ability, because you need to understand what happens in that economics. You're going to grow in understanding of what happens all across you. You're going to grow in expanding your product offering in a manner that allows you to meet the requirements of that. I know a lot of us who are listening to the export guys, and he will say, this country does not accept Nigerian products because this is what happens to Nigerian products. They accept this country's product because this country has done well in this way. They do not accept this product until you get it done in this manner. So you're going to move out of your comfort. You're going to expand your product understanding, knowledge understanding of what happens in that economics of where you're going. You're going to expand your efficiency model. You're going to expand in your process and systems model, whether you like it or not. If you feel that is a big work for you, better be comfortable where you're currently at. You can do well where you are. You don't have, nobody's saying that you must export to make money. You can make money where you are, but the day you want to grow, growth means I want to become who I have never been before. And for you to become whom you have never been before, or do the things you have never done before, you must change the DNA originally to fit in into the growth of where you're going. So in summary, for you to do what you have never done before, must become first whom you have never been before. Success in today's global economy is imperative that globalization has happened. whether you like it or not. What we're currently experiencing today is globalization. Why do I say that? We're already doing business across borders. We may not be exchanging cars currently, but a lot of businesses are going on. Praise is currently in Dallas. I'm currently in Stafford. We have people who are in different countries, and we're on one platform talking and having a meeting. What do you call this? This is partnership. This is partnership. But let's analyze it. If I want to be part of this process and I don't have a laptop, I don't have a phone that can zoom into this place, I cannot partner in this meeting. If I have a good phone and I have a good laptop and I don't have a network, my partnership metrics is disjointed. Can't happen. If I have a good network and I don't have a good device, I may not be able to partner to have this. So expanding to new business or new market, reach new customers, increase sales. I mean, I was excited about the video we watched, and I don't know how many of you listened to that video. And it shows clearly what it means to be to work in the interest of your customers. So what does it mean? Partnership is about people coming together to expand their horizon for the interest of that customer. I don't know whether there has been any question there or Shikoye, because I'm going to a point where I want to address some of the issues people want to know. So why do we partner? I want to diversify. The reason why I want to diversify my sales marketing pitch. That's one of the reasons why people want to partner. I have customer base that I want to diversify into. I want to be able to diversify into a market that is not apparent to me now, or is going to expand my ability to sell to different regions, ability to sell to different locations, ability to earn in different currencies. These are one of the reasons why you want to partner. Sometimes you're not partnering to sell a product anywhere. You're partnering to have a better understanding so that you can sell your existing product where you have not even expanded your market. Let me borrow Praise analogy. When we started, he said something about number person. I once met with somebody who said, I am tired of doing business here. My sales are reducing, and I want you to help me get into American market. And I asked one question: what is the size of this business you're doing in there? So he doesn't know. Okay. Why don't you know about the size of your market, this business? For instance, I have an interest in paint business. I'm currently a director in one of the paint, quoted out of Mayor Paint. Mayor Paint size, paint business in Nigeria is about 248 billion naira annually. That's the size of the market. And we are striving to occupy about 5% of that market. The day we say we want to partner with organizations to sell our paint in South Africa, we must be crazy. We're sick, because we haven't even touched the market of where we are. We're already thinking of how to go and sell that same product outside Nigeria. I have a lot of people who are here who want to sell their product outside Nigeria. If they are not even selling 0.0001 of that product in the locality where they are. The question is, are you qualified for that? I don't think so. Get better where you are so that it makes it easier for you to partner to get better where you are going. Because that where you're going, their standardization profiling is higher, their checklist profiling is higher, their pre-qualification model is higher, their customer management system is higher. Let me ask you a question. I don't know how many of you who will buy a product. Please can tell me. How many of people who will take your product and then somebody uses the product and go home and return you back to you and say, give me back my money, and you're willing to give back their money? That's what partnership does to you. Almost every mall in America, I don't know how it happens, you can buy a shirt, buy a trouser, buy a shoe, wear it to a party, come back to your house, package it back, put the receipt in, go back to where you bought it. I don't like it. And they say, okay, is it that it's spinning your leg? You say, no, I just didn't feel like the way I felt when I wore it. And so, okay, what do you want? I want my money back. And no question asked. They will go to their cashier count the money you bought it, give it back to you, and you go home. When you want to partner to go into location, you must begin to understand. In Nigerian market, every time they say no product taken out of this shop can be returned. And that product or that shop is looking to partner with a company or a supermarket abroad. But in his shop, is written there, no product. They didn't say used, but they say taken out. Do you know you can buy a product in a supermarket in Nigeria, go to your car, and come back to bring it back? They say, no, guy, we don't return money here. Those are the metrics of the localization business. So the question is, do you want to practice that mechanism to enable you get that? So we're talking about risk management. You have to diversify where you are, create a major risk management model that allows your standardization process to fit into where your partner. Let me give you an instance. About 10 years ago or 8 years ago, I and a young man, a friend of mine, Praise will also know him, Tochku. Tochku was a young man that was selling books in ATW, remember? That was selling books and stuff. At some point, he wanted to expand into audiobook. An audiobook was not quite popular at that time. So we decided to go into looking for books that are 50 years and above, that are known, that do not belong to even any Nigerian. Because guess what? It was difficult for us to get a Nigerian author to give us their book to produce audio. Because they said they wanted to monitor everything that is being sold and such. It was difficult for most Nigerian authors to give us their books to provide. They say, we don't know how many you're going to produce, audio you put. They ask too many questions. But you know what? We decided to use a book called Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Listen very carefully. We're all in Nigeria. I would say we can, because of copyright issues, we don't want to partner with this guy without first getting their consent. We sent a mail. We found out the managers of Napoleon Hill Books in Florida, in America. We sent them a first email, no response. We sent a second email, no response. Of course, at that time, Nigeria was also known as a country that knows how to send email to collect people's money. So they didn't want to respond. And again, what we are doing today was not popular at that time. So the internet has not grown for Zooming, for team meeting. So it's either you're emailing or you're making phone calls. And then we stayed at it. We kept writing email. In different emails, we'll attach our profile. Different email will attach our account. Different emails will attach. We're just showing them who we are. We must have sent more than 15 emails, but they sent one response. And then that was like a celebration in my office. I responded. And that initiated a long-term relationship that spanned over 6 years. And they allowed that organization to represent them in Africa, converting Napoleon Hill for African community on audiobook. We packaged it, we did a lot, we sent them packages, they approved the package, they approved the way it was sold, the names, it was made. We did everything. We're costing us a lot of money sending things by DHL to their offices. They will make an adjustment, they send back until we came with a prototype product. Remember, this product is not going to be sold in America. This product is not going to be sold in UK. This product is not going to be sold in South Africa. This product is going to be sold in Nigeria. So we are partnering with Napoleon Hill, the owner of the proprietary right for this book, to enable us to sell it audiobook only in Nigeria. So when we talk about partnership, it's not always all the time that you are preparing a product to be sold in America. You can be getting a proprietary right in America, in Australia, in UK, to sell a product in Nigeria where the market still exists but have not been expanded in a manner that can expand. Okay? These are different levels of partnership. So quit thinking that every time we talk about partnership across border, it means that you must take a product from Nigeria and sell it abroad. That's the only time you have many products. You can actually do what we call backward integration. That's what we did with Napoleon Hill book. We did a backward integration. in our partnership model. We took something that already existed abroad and partner with them to allow us to sell it there. We did not import it. Remember, we took what they have and we partner with them and we changed it in a manner that allows the Nigerian environment to accept it and to buy it from us. We did not earn in dollars, yes, but we expanded our market in a manner that made more sales and created more money for us. That's partnership. Having said that, I'm going to start a different discussion because this is actually where I'm going to end this discussion before I take most of those questions. Analyzing the market is number one thing you must do when you want to partner. Analyzing your local market, analyzing the market you're going to. What is the size of a market, like I asked this first time? What is the market size of where I want to partner? What I'm about to partner and sell, is it needed where I'm going? Is it a product that can be sold where I'm going? Have I analyzed the type of product that I have? Is it something that I can sell in that place? When I sell it, can I make money? Have I analyzed my business model to say, what is the cost of operation for these things? What is the cost of exporting? What is the cost of taking it there? What is my logistics? What is my marketing? Have you put together a business process that allows you to know your debt? Determine the selection criteria and categorize them. What kind of product do I really want to put in this category? You know what? Maybe the current product you're already selling cannot qualify for what you want to do. Can I change the model? Can I begin to look at something else within my market size that is not what I'm currently doing, that I can put together to qualify for where I want to go? You're not changing, you're not dropping your normal business, because this is what you've been doing in the last 20 years. This is what you've been doing in the last 30 years. This is all I know how to do. Can I change? It's like somebody who teaches mathematics in class of 50, who has been a teacher all his life. And you now say, can you teach this class to people that live in China? I said, no, all I know how to do is how to teach in class. They said, no, we are going to put together a model that allows you to put it in class and use technology and to make it happen in different regions all over the world. Teaching what you love. That's partnership. I'm going to give you one instance that blew my mind. I'm sure Praise, who is also in Texas, would have experienced this when you land here. The Indian communities and the Jew community have exported high level of intellectual property into America without asking for visa to America. I visited a particular office recently and I found that they have an accounting software. And I said, you don't have accountants here? I said, no, our accountants are not here. I said, where are they? They said they all live in. Okay, well, how do you post all your accounting posts? I said, we have a software. Every time we make sale, we dump it on the software. The guys in India using QuickBooks, we analyze this thing once or twice in a month and send it back to us. And then they send us our statement of account every month. And they send us some of account that we use for tax returns. And they understand our tax return metrics in America. And they send it in accordance with the way the tax is supposed to be prepared. And then we pay them $500 every month. So we don't need to hire any accountant. We collect $4,000 from us every month. And then that's all we do. So wow. So these guys work for you and they analyze your book. And then how do they get access? So we have access because book is online. We have a login password. Everybody has a login password. They log in there. They see what we are doing. They analyze it. They send it back to us. All we do every month is print it out and we use. Do we have accountants in our meeting? Currently, you have guys who are chartered accountants in 1921. We have guys here who have been chartered accountants in last week. We have guys here who are CPAs, who are CFAs. They work for local organizations in Nigeria, but they are looking to partner with people. But when we talk about exports, they think they don't have anything. They are only thinking of, okay, I want to partner with you so that I can export. I have a good news for you. There are partnerships available for you all over the world where you can export your intellectual property, stay in the comfort of your zone, and become an accountant for organizations all over the world, and you don't have to do it. These are partnership methods that are available today because there are internet connections, because there are things you can do to ensure that you get there. So I'm using CPA as an example. You have companies who are digital marketers, who are digital sales agents, who stay in the comfort of and they partner with organizations in America and UK, managing their content, living in Nigeria, managing their content in all social engagements, and they pay them in dollars, and they don't have to go anywhere. That's another level of partnership happen for you. There are more expensive ways to partner. There are kind of products you have. You need to attend trade fairs, conferences, to meet the kind of people that will be able to get done with you. That's quite expensive, but that's how some of us started. I once partnered with an organization in South Africa, and they say for us to have any conversation, you must come to Cape Town. So we got a visa, we went to Cape Town, we did the first level of discussion. They said this level of discussion is not conclusive. Left again, went back to Nigeria. After 6 months, we analyzed the document. They said, okay, the document is ready. Come over to South Africa to sign. We signed. We bought all the flight ticket. We bought all the hotel accommodation. We came back and we signed the documents. We became partners with them in South Africa. We did business for 2 years and it was not profitable and we shut it down. So there are models of partnership, but you must go the route that is cheap. So I want to pause there to know if there are questions already in the platform that I could look at and then take it from there, and then we can begin to look at it from that angle.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Godswill. Very fantastic session we've had. I have a few questions. So first question is, how do you deal with guys who want partnership but unwilling to sign agreements because they claim you are both born again? You are both spirit-filled. You are both children of God.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you loud and clear. And that's the bane of a lot of businesses that we have today. Praise is my brother. I can understand that we say the way. A lot of us here. We're currently about how many are we in this session? We're currently about 34 in this section. And I can tell you 80% of us who have done business in church have lost their money. You know, it's not a joke. And that's why the church remains the capital of poverty. Because we brandish a lot of things that does not make sense in the business world. They don't make sense in the business world, and we depend in that space. And then spirit-filled does not put money in anybody's pocket. I was listening to a podcast yesterday and say, I can't lay hand on you to make you earn dollars. No hand laying can convert your naira to dollars. And no hand laying can make a man who is poor wealthy. But that's what we have been taught many, many, many years. Flat and lie. So what am I saying in summary? Anybody who says I want to partner with you and I can't sign documents, not serious about partnership. That person is fraud. Run from such an individual. That partnership cannot exist and it's done on that. As a matter of fact, anybody who let me expand that discussion. Anybody who says I can't sign, the day he decides to sign, he don't do partnership with that person. Because the mindset is a big problem. The day he say, oh, I now understand what you mean. Oh, my lawyer spoke to me. I'm ready now to sign. Don't sign. Because such a person would fall. Because they don't understand what partnership is about. That's my answer to that.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I would like to ask a question in relation to the last example you cited just before I asked my question about your partnership with South Africa, right? That went moribund. Now, the question is, how careful can one be? You know, some people can say, maybe they've done their analysis, or what lessons did you learn from that partnership? You said you did it for 2 years and then you found out that it wasn't profitable. What could you have done better in that line? Because a lot of people, maybe after doing the analysis, will say, maybe it's not profit, let me not even go into it. What lessons did you learn from that particular partnership?
Okay, after that partnership, let me tell you one thing that I became. I became a consulting firm, and I found something out. And as an event member, every time organizations want to raise capital, they have friends who can give them money, but they get a financial advisor to help them raise capital. Not because they cannot call those friends and family to do, not because they don't have the capacity to begin to call people to say, we need to do this. They rather get a third party who is a financial advisor to become a financial advisor for that process. Okay? Just like a medical doctor who say, when I have a headache, I take Panadol. The day he wants surgery, he's not going to do surgery on himself. He's going to get another doctor who will see clearer, who will see better, who will ask questions that he will not ask himself, who will look at things dispassionately, who will look at discussions in a more objective way, who will not be subjective. Even when when you're doing something, even when you see something that is wrong, because you're the one doing it yourself, you want to give yourself excuses or pass marks why you must do it. I once did an analysis, due diligence exercise for an organization, and somebody brought a business proposal for them, and I told them for me to start that proposal, I'm going to charge ₦1 million. In their mind, they thought the analysis or due diligence I was going to do is to show them why they must do the business. So listen very carefully about sometimes what we miss out. I finished doing the analysis of this transaction. It was a partnership and a good deal. And I brought out more reasons why they should not than more reasons why
they should.
So the chairman was not happy with it because it was his contact. He said, no, that's not why we hired him. We hired him to show us pitfalls so that it can be corrected and all that, so that because we are made up our mind, we're going to do this transaction. That's why we hired him. Incidentally, I have taken my money up front. I said, look, what people don't realize is that you can manage a third party to save you money than help you make money, because money saved is money gained. Money saved is money gained. People do not understand that. That when I save you 20 million naira, showing you why you must not do, I have indirectly made 20 million. Okay? So what I learned from that is that I could have gotten a third party to look at the transaction end to end, number to number, margins to margin. Because a lot of partnership that happens, people don't even understand the margin of safety, or margin of safety of what they are going to before they jump into. And then they realize that when we are done, we're going to ask you, who's going to pay this salary? Who's going to pay this salary? Who's going to pay this salary? It's only when you are starting to discover that salary to be paid to the guy who packaged it. And then the man, your partner, says, I have taken care of myself, take care of yourself. And discover when you're done, they are making money, you're not making money. So a due diligence is required. Complete due diligence, third-party due diligence. I'm not asking you to do due diligence. You know, one of the reasons why I'm talking this, because a lot of my friends in Nigeria don't like spending money. Very unfortunate. And that's why they remain too small for the kind of stuff they want to do. It doesn't matter what the dream is. The question is, if you don't get experts to look at what you're doing, your growth potential is going to be quite stunted. So for you to go into any partner, who is working with you? Is there anybody who is working? I'm a student of apprenticeship. I do apprenticeship for anything I want to do, everything. And at this point in time, I'm something I'm learning currently in America. I had to go to learn and became more like a jobber. I met with them. I started from the one is in home health business. I want to understand it.
Learn through the ropes.
Yeah, learn through the ropes. I'm an investment banker. I do so many things already. For this business, I'm not done it. So you know what? It's either I acquire that business with my money and employ everybody as an inorganic model, And when you acquire them and when they are speaking their language, I don't understand. So you know what? I want to learn the ropes and still acquire it. But you know what you have done is that you have understudied that model. For example, if we want to do export, I suggested that anybody who will go export, and one of our meeting with our doctor, I said, we're going to attach somebody to you. We want to attach somebody to you who you will teach. We're not just going to spend money, say we want to partner with you. We must learn this. Because sometimes even the person you are partnering with is making already mistakes that you don't see. But because he thinks he's making money, you're going to jump into that partnership with that mistakes. And then over time, that mistake will rub off on you. You guys will start losing. But when you partner from the position of apprenticeship, you will bring your skill sets to even fine-tune what you're about to get involved in. That makes it a perfect process to say, why I do. What do you think about our Igbo brothers who spent 7 years learning it? When their parents could have just given them money to say, start the business, go and do it. That's high level of partnership they have done. They say, you know what, I'm going to partner with you for 7 years to learn the business. And people say, 7 years is too long. That's why a lot of people can do it. Because some of these guys who are partnering for 7 years, their parents can actually sponsor them to start a business from day one. But they don't. They partner with the owners of business, learn the rope for 7 years before they start theirs. Small wonder why it has been quite successful over a long period of time. So are you in a business you want to partner with somebody? Can you become an apprentice? 7 years may be long for you. I'm not saying 7 years is long. Can it be 1 month? Can it be 2 months? Can it be 3 months? It could be take a visa and go to the company you want to partner with and say, I want to work with you guys for free. For this period, I'm going to be on holiday. Yeah, this partnership will not be completed until I have come to work in your business for 3 months. Let me understand what you guys do, and then we can sign the dotted line eventually because I now understand how you do things. As a matter of fact, how partnership must be. Partnership is a marriage, so you must understand the person. There must be courtship. There must be dating. You must go out for lunch. You must understand what the person understands. You must see what the person, and then you realize, this partnership is not going to be good enough for me. It's always a broken engagement is better than a broken marriage, isn't it? So a broken friendship and partnership is better than a partnership that will lose money. So I think for me, where I'm going to end this discussion, because I wanted to be more of a question and answer session, is to say, you know what?
I have more questions though.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so there's another one that says, how do you know a partner that won't swindle you?
How do you know? I didn't get that.
Yes, how do you know a partner that won't swindle you? So for instance, maybe you trust the person, but the person ends up swindling you. How do you determine at that point where you want to enter a partnership that this person will not swindle you?
Okay, a lot of people who have listened to me in this session understand I'm a man who believes in systems and structure. I don't do partnership with people who run a one-man business. Okay? There are DNAs of swindlers. A lot of people who become swindlers do not wake up in the morning and say, I want to swindle you. A lot of them did not wake up and say, I want to swindle you. Sometimes the business they're doing, they have not done the very good risk management on them. So they lose money and they're not able to pay you back. So in the language of the streets, that's what we're doing today. Most of swindling is business gone wrong by mistakes, by risk, by we lost money, and I don't have the money to pay you back. If somebody lost the money doesn't mean so we must emerge with a business model that allows each person to have analyzed their risk profiling. The first level of profiling is this person I'm partnering, who is he accountable to? That's the first level. Is he
Must you have known the person?
No, you don't have to own the best person before now.
Okay.
Like the people we did business in South Africa, we didn't know them from anywhere. Okay? We went for a convention in South Africa and we met them there. They didn't swindle us. It's just that we didn't do our homework well by understanding the margins of the business. So we're paying more money than they were paying. So we are bleeding cash in the process. No swindling happening at all. But we didn't make profit. because it's an organization that has, that company currently is quoted on Forbes Johannesburg. They have a structure, they have a system, they have accountants. First of all, do they have a financial autonomy? Do they have financials you can read? Do they have audited accounts? Let me give you an instance. I have a lot of people who say they are doing real estate business. They've been doing business, they make a lot of money. That's what you hear. But ask them for their audited account. That's a sign of a business that you must support. There's nothing to read. You know, Spray is always saying people have money that you cannot see, you cannot talk about their historical. You know, you just say that this guy is a billionaire. Can we learn the process of how he became a billionaire? You can't learn it. That's number one model. There's nothing to see. His guy has money, has good cars. Say, this guy is doing well. I want to partner with him. In what? What does he have to show? There is no profile. There is no account. There is no audited account. There is no board of directors. There is no chairman. There is no of such thing. That is not a good place to partner. Those are clear signs of businesses where you can lose money or you may be swindled and you're not accountable. Look at partnership that has happened with crowdfunding, farm business. I was reading one recently about Nigerians losing 600 million on a guy they were giving money for farming and exporting. And I asked one question: did you ever read financials of this company? Did you do due diligence? No. It's a no for me. Thank you.
Okay. I have another one that says, and I think that might be the final question. I think you've answered. Okay, there was one, but which I think you have answered. What do you have to look out for when you enter agreements with folks who are not from your country or culture, and language is a barrier? I think you've kind of like answered that, you know, doing due diligence and maybe doing apprenticeship if possible. Is that the answer to that?
Okay, I'm going to answer that with a case study. This same company that we did, Napoleon Hill, eventually did a partnership with a Chinese firm without visiting China. So let me give you an answer how that partnership happened. Chinese guys are very cocky with their language. They never believe they understand English. So this guy wanted to help a lot of Nigerian companies import goods from China. So he needed a local Chinese firm to handle all logistics. And one of the things you must understand is that you must have somebody who speaks Chinese very much. I think Praise also knows that. I have a younger brother who lives in China for 15 years, and then he speaks Mandarin fluently. Then he became a representative for the Nigerian companies who show up in Nigeria. So he started a business company. All you do is business representative, people you can trust, who can handle that aspect of you, who you are depending on. Because most of these companies that you have different barriers, you must find a way to analyze, like I said, a third party. There must be an advisory firm that is working with you. Advisory firm that has a strong brand that will not compromise what you represent. There are so many partnerships that they don't write a partnership agreement in local language. But you must have somebody who can reinterpret those local language in a language you understand, so that when you're signing over, even when you're going inside, you have somebody who you representing you in that country. It may not be somebody you're paying, maybe somebody who you're paying per hourly when they are doing your work. Okay, when they are doing your work for that period. For instance, I have a particular transaction that we are doing in America. The guy who works for us lives in Peru. He speaks Spanish. This particular lady speaks Spanish, but most of the business we do that is being done in America is Spanish. So we have somebody who is in Peru who represents us who speaks Spanish, but he doesn't mean like it. You know why we didn't get somebody who lives in America to represent us? We have a lot of Spanish speaking people in America. America paying per hour, and there is minimum wage. So we got somebody who lives in Peru who is not taking minimum wage. Peru is already a poor country, where if you pay somebody there $500 per month, the person will
they'll be happy.
If you pay somebody in America $500, the person will not even remember you. So you see different levels of money. So we got somebody who lives in Peru, who speaks Spanish, and who we partner with to represent us back into an American environment. That is backward integration. in partnership. And that's how there are so many shades and levels you can. But find the one that you're comfortable with, find the one that you have grown into. If you discover that you have not grown into a particular, get somebody who is better equipped to partner with you locally so that you can partner with them abroad. There is no shame in partnering with somebody in Nigeria who is already partnering abroad, so that it can make it easier for you to learn an apprenticeship, so that I can get better and better in that partnership, so that I can make profit. Because the essence of partnership goes back to my number one slide. Why do you want to partner? Cross-border business is fast any type of business is value for trade, investment, under form of economic transaction between businesses or individuals located in different locations. But look at the metrics. The metrics says that number one, business expansion across borders. If this partnership is not helping you expand business, it's not useful. Strategy and growth. If there is no strategy behind your partnership, forget it. Is this strategy, is it making you a better person? Is it making a knowledgeable person? Like what we're doing right now is partners. We're getting partnered with what we are doing today so that we can become better people. That's some part. Am I growing? If there is no growth, there is no point. Where am I going? Don't make the mistake of partnering with somebody or an individual who knows what you know, who is like you, who behaves like you. There is no complementary growth factors around that partnership. It will only bring misery because two of you are different. Partner with somebody who is not like you, who is different from you, who is bringing a complementary qualities into what you're doing, who is bringing, maybe I'm not good with finance. This guy is good in finance. I'm partnering with him so that when it comes to finance, we'll do finance. Praise will always tell you, when it comes to money, I'm not doing more money. I have people who do it because you already understand your strength. It's not a partnership start learning to get better in your weakness. No, it's not in partnership. Don't learn to strengthen your weakness in partnership. Allow your partner who has that strength take charge, and then you take charge. Don't micromanage the process in partnership because that will only bring me. That's in my final note to say, partnership is good. The only thing you can do alone is your power. Everything in business, do it with somebody else. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so the very last question is this. I hope you can hear me. I lost connection for a bit.
I can hear you.
So sometimes you sign agreements and they refuse to honor the agreement. What do you do, especially when the legal system is corrupt? How do you help yourself when the legal system?
If you're doing business partners in Nigeria, it's only grace of God that will save you. Okay? Because sometimes you're partnering with somebody who the IG is his personal friend. You're partnering with somebody who even the governor of that state, they have been having lunch together. Or you're partnering with somebody who's Oluomo is pal. So where do you start from? If he swindles you, so they will come and approach your house if you even talk about it. You say you're calling police. But have you had a situation where a police is in your house and somebody's house to arrest somebody? And then the policeman gets a call and says, okay, sorry, sir. The person goes home. And then that's it. You know why I have that problem? I have worked in a bank where I was a recovery manager, and you can stay in the court recovering 5 million naira. So what do I do? One of the major factors or risk element in Nigerian business is ignorance. The number one risk factor. And that's where there's a book Robert Kiyosaki wrote. He called it undue advantage. Undue advantage is the way you solve your problem. Knowledge. Knowledge is saying when you have knowledge, you can look at the transaction and you know that you will not go well. Praise can bear me witness. There are so many transactions that we looked at and we say it will not go well. See, today it didn't go well. Today we will not recover that money. Okay? But if we had listened and didn't do, we would have saved ourselves that money. So your undue advantage in such situations, especially when you work in that environment where legal system and police factors is bad, is knowledge. Knowledge organically, the one you have yourself. Knowledge inorganically, the one you get from financial advisor or business advisor who look at a transaction and say, don't do it. Don't do it. It's the number one answer, not to lose them. If you don't have these two things, don't go into any partnership because the legal system will not save you. Police will not save you. Nothing in that environment will save you. But another way is that if you're partnering with people abroad, it's easier because the jurisdiction of that system is already stabilized in the manner where when you do something wrong, there are consequences. But I'm more inclined in advising people to expand their frontiers of partnership, where you're doing partners with people abroad. Remember, it works through both ways. You too that is partnering with me, you don't do well, there are consequences.
Exactly.
They too that are doing business, they don't do well, there are consequences. And so when you make up your mind to do business abroad, you must become qualified in terms of structure, in terms of system, so that you don't go beyond and above boards to not be compliant in the entire partnership process because there are consequences. So it's for you to guide yourself. In Nigeria, I must advise, knowledge is the number one risk factor not to have a problem. Business advice is the second factor. Police is not your factor. Even the document you have signed has no weight because somebody will keep you in the court till you die. Nothing will happen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we've taken all the questions. Let me check the chat box. We've taken all the questions that we have. Do you have final words for us?
My final word for us basically is, we're 35 of us here. And it's always good to have most of the messages come, rapture will happen when people are not prepared. Take what we're doing here seriously and be accountable to what we're doing here. What we're doing here is sowing a seed of greatness. I've never missed any day except when I have something very important I'm happy because it has changed my life. My final word is not about partnership. A lot of people here are listening to me. Maybe the only person who is listening who is qualified for partnership is all one person. 34 of us sitting here may not be qualified for partnership. I'm going to tell us the way it is. We are listening to this doesn't mean you cannot do it. I'm teaching you things you need to know so that you determine whether you want to do it or not. At the end of the day, even just the one person that will be qualified for partnership. But every other thing that you need is a seed that is turning each and every one of us to a great people, great business mind, and $1 million in the last one. So my final word is take everything of what we're doing here seriously. It's not a joke. We're not joking here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, UG. God bless you for that beautiful session. So I loved your final notes that we should take everything that we're doing here seriously and we should be accountable. We are talking about partners, but we must always remember that we ourselves are going to be partners. Are we worthy partners? Are we going to be worthy partners? Please let us appreciate Mr. Godswill on the chat box. Let the chat box be buzzing. And you could also share with us what you are taking away. Like he has said, this is not just another sermon. This is not just another day that we're just here to listen. Right? We must take something away. We must take it very seriously because truly and sincerely, the objective, the vision and mission of House of Saviors is to empower us to really transform the world, transform the society. Everybody is complaining about one thing or the other, right? But wherever we are planted, like he said, we are a seed. Right? Wherever we are planted, we must bloom and we must change the world. We must change our immediate environment. We must change our immediate society, right? And transform the world. Thank you once again, Mr. Godswill. And I want to thank everyone. Thank PF. Thank everyone who has joined us today. Hope that we have taken our own bits. Because like he said, maybe just 1 or 2 or 3, not everybody right, is going to go into partnership or is worthy to be partnered with. We need to do a self-evaluation and make sure that we are worthy to be partnered with. We must take the lessons because we are building ourselves up every day with the tips that we are learning here, right? So we must build ourselves and be worthy, of doing business and transforming the world. Thank you once again.